Correct. This is Trenton Military. Time 0020 Zulu. Aviation weather report. Calgary, special report at 0102 Zulu. Visibility 15, Q cloud at 1,800 to 5,000 scattered. Temperature 2, dew point -6, altimeter. Bridge. Cold Lake, time 0100 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 12, Q cloud at 6,000.
Hello, Nick here. And as promised, we're going to do a Sony Super Shootout. Oh, yeah. So, man, because they are all facing different angles, and I'm going to have to keep moving the tripod and then maybe moving forward and backward to try to get them all in frame. It's much easier if you're only doing 2 instead of 3. But you know what they look like and you know what they are, so we can zoom in on whatever we got to zoom in on. But let me just give you an overview of what we're looking at here and what we're going to do and the parameters and the equipment I got. We've got a Sony 2010. It's I think the European version was called a 2001. And they're the same thing. This is a SW77, and then this is a ICF maybe 6800W with orange letters. I just got this one in. These two have been on my channel before. All of them are in excellent condition. So each radio. So this one has been rebuilt by a guy named Vlado, all right, who was famous for rebuilding Panasonic 2200s. And he went through this thing several years ago. I got a whole video on this, and it's only a week old. So go back and look at it if you really want to know. All right, 30-minute long video just on this radio. Very nice shape. Everything works great. This one, well, let me do this one first. So I just got this one in. It was recapped and whatever. There's a guy named Adele, A-D-E-L, in Indianapolis. And apparently he works on all different kinds of Sonys. And he did this one. He changed the backlighting, made it really nice. I think there's an LED bulb in there, and it's beautiful now. They said they recapped it and whatever the heck else they do to them. I don't know if they align them or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's been through his service. Then this one, I don't know the history on this one because I've owned this one for about 7 or 8 years, a long time. And obviously it's never been worked on since I've owned it. And it looks brand new. It looks stone mint, and it's always worked excellently. I doubt it's ever been worked on, but I can't guarantee that. But it works great. So that's the history on the 3 radios. We're running all 3 through that Stridesburg Engineering multi-coupler on the Wellbrook antenna mounted outside. So we don't have to flip any switches. They're all getting the same signal. I had a viewer ask a question. If we lose signal because there's 3 radios coming off one antenna, no, you see the little red light on the side? You got to add 12 volt DC to that Stridesburg, and then there's an amplifier inside of there, and it keeps the signal up. So you're getting full Wellbrook signal to all 3 radios all the time. All right, that's the equipment. And again, I'm no technician, I'm no scientist, I'm no Fisher Engineering, wherever that guy's name is. I'm just a enthusiast playing with radios, okay? And so we're going to find some signals, and we're going to listen to the same signal on all 3 radios, obviously using the same antenna. Just see what it sounds like. We're also going to talk a little bit about the interface, because that's important. How you operate the radio. Is it a pain in the ass to get anything to come out of it? Is it easy to manipulate and work? That kind of stuff. That's actually important. We'll talk about that too. So anyway, so before we zoom in, you were just listening to Trenton Military. The actual signal is 6.754. Now, if you paid attention, when I zoomed in on each radio, each one is tuned slightly off of 6.754 because I tuned them for the best sound. Like I tried to tune them to be perfectly in tune for the SSB. In other words, no warbly voice, too high pitch, too low pitch. So this one seems to be right on the borderline between the 3 and the 4. That's why it's kind of flashing back and forth. Also, this one only has 1 kilohertz resolution. There's no decimal point. These 2 radios have a decimal point, and you can tune to 100 hertz resolution, which is a significant advantage for SSB anyway. This one seemed to, let me zoom in here and pull my chair up. All right, so this one seemed to get the signal best at 0.2 under. And again, is it 0.2? Because these radios, I think if you move this knob, it's tuning between, see that? I'm actually moving it and the number's not moving. See that? And then it takes a while before the number moves. So it might be doing a finer tune than just 100 hertz. It might be doing 10 hertz in the background or maybe 20 hertz, something like that. And then this one is the same thing. This one seemed to, technically speaking, 53.9 was slightly high and 53.8 was slightly low. I think that this one, if I could tune it to 53.85, it would have sounded best. But again, I'm being picky. All right. If you just put them all on 6754, you'd hear it and you'd understand the signal and everything. Okay. It'd all be hunky dory. And like the offset in these frequencies comes with age and wear. And, even though this radio has been rebuilt, I don't know if it was aligned. And if it was aligned, how much time and effort did the technician spend aligning it to be absolutely gnat's ass perfect? Right? Someone could just align it a little bit and say, oh, look, it's falling within the parameter. Okay, ship it. Right? And it's 200 hertz off. Right? Which on AM, you don't even notice. And then this one, it could be just the fact that the age, it's 20 plus years old. Right? So who knows? All right? You can't just say that if you think one of these radios is better than the other at the end of this video, you can't just say that that's going to be the same across all radios. If you can understand what I'm saying, because you got good radios, you got bad radios, you got middle of the road radios, and who knows. Anyway, enough ranting. So, all right, you saw the clock I pointed to. It's 7:29 p.m. in Dallas, Texas. Let's do we just did the SSB. Well, while I've got it tuned, let's just listen to each one more time. Oh, this one automatically loses points because it's got the most bullshit pain in the ass volume control I've ever seen on any radio in my life ever, bar none. Okay, this is the pain in the ass. It's too tight. You try to get it to move and it moves too far. It's like, I absolutely hate this volume control.
No report received. Break. Abbotsford.
See, I'm trying to inch it up.
Report received.
I got to use two hands and use my thumbnail.
This is Trenton Military. Trenton Military.
You can tell how his pitch is slightly high. But if I go down to 3.8,
Aviation weather report.
it's too far.
Zagreb. Time 0100 Zulu. Wind 20. Ceiling.
Now this one has a slider too, but it's much nicer. It's dipped in the center so it accepts your finger, and the tension on it, a baby could move it. This one was well thought out for a slider. I mean, sliders always suck. They're more than knobs, than volume knobs. But this one, if you got to have a slider, this is the one you want.
Ancona Falconera. Ancona Falconera. No report received. Brink. Kaylee. Time 0055 Zulu. Automated observation. Wind 060 at 5. Visibility more than 6. Sky clear. Minus 25. Altimeter 2905. Brick. Repeating aviation weather. Zagreb. Time 0100 Wind 200 at 2. Visibility more than 6. Ceiling 2000. Equipment overcharge. Temperature 2. Dew point -1. Altimeter 1.
All right, since we're on this radio, let's just go down to, we'll start at like 4840, and we'll see if that's up. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have this one. You got to do this funky tuning up here. So, all right. So 40. Watch the station. Oh, it's up. You can see the meter jump. And I didn't even peek it yet.
He sows strife. Therefore shall his destruction come suddenly. And suddenly shall
See that? This station is so strong,
remedy.
peeking it doesn't even make a difference.
That is a scripture that came to me when I was thinking about what the other witness was, his request for this song here. And we're going to do the 1985 release of George Thorogood. This came to my mind because Beijing Biden is everywhere.
Got a little bit of whip.
Along with,
I don't know what you call that.
otherwise known as Camilla.
It's like the opposite of fading. See how the other ones handle it. Oh, and by the way, both of these have sync. This one does not have sync, but they all have two bandwidths, wide and narrow.
And George Thorogood's got his number here, and we're gonna listen to this here, and it's going out to whatever other witnesses, and a commentary and song about this current administration. We'll be back in a minute.
Let's see if the sync helps. Not really. Here's this bullshit volume control again. I don't want to leave it on that too long because of the music. My initial observation, this test is mostly going to be about these two. We'll throw this in there. We'll do this one just because it's one of the higher end Sony portables. The audio on this radio is noticeably better than the audio on this radio. And like I said, it's a sample of one, okay? I don't know if that's the way they all are. But in my opinion, the audio is much better. Now, everyone's going to be like, well, you should plug them all into the same external speaker and see this or see that. And I'm like, are you really? Really? Is that what you really think we should do? Okay? These are portable radios, all right? You're supposed to be able to pick it up and walk around with it and take it wherever you want to go and set it down and listen to it or play with it in your lap, okay? Who the hell is going to carry around an external speaker, the extra wire, do this? And if it's an amplified speaker, you got to make sure that thing's charged before you can use it. It's like, really? It's like, this is a drag race, okay? You run what you brung, okay? You buy a radio, you turn it on, you tune it in. What do you get? This is what you're seeing. Okay? So don't talk to me. Don't even publish anything at all. Don't even put a comment in there about put them all in the same speaker, get some kind of board where you can use sliders and have the volume be the same. That's bullshit, okay? This is a drag race between two radios. You run what you brung. All right. Let's go up to 5 megahertz. We don't need sync for that, I don't think. Sounds just fine. And if you want to know what's going on, all you got to do is read it here. Wide or narrow, sync would show up if it was on. This one will say wide or narrow, and then sync will be this little red light here. Red light for upper, the lower light for lower. But right now there's no sync. I don't think. No sync. All right. And then this one's going to take 45 minutes to try to tune it to 5 megahertz. Because I got to change this.
Stragglers.
And spin it back. Again, the signals are so strong that this pre-selector really isn't making much difference.
Universal time.
All right, let's go up to, there might be something in it. I hear some talking in the background. I wonder if you guys can hear that. Don't hear it there. Don't hear it there. I can hear it. Well, that's bleed through. That sounds like that strong shortwave 5.935 with that woman with the really powerful signal. So I move the pre-selector down, and now I don't hear her anymore. Interesting. Okay, let's go up. Very weak. I did notice that the narrow filter on this radio seems to be more narrow than either of these two. Dang, can't even hear it. Now we can. Yeah, the narrow filter on this one muffles it more than either of the other ones. That's too bad. No sync on this one. I really can't even hear anything on this one. And then these two, I don't know. I'm liking this one better because the narrow filter is better. I mean, you lose a lot more static, and the voice is on the verge of being understandable. But I think you might have to listen to this on wide just so you can get the intelligibility of the voice. And then this one, the narrow filter is too narrow. Too narrow. Watch the light. Upper. Lower. Whoa, this doesn't like that at all. All right, since we're here, let's keep going up.
They don't want to pray in Jesus' name.
Reverend Freak Show.
As you remember, Jesus told us that you will be hated of all men because you use my name and believe in my name. Because there's no way that any man can approach God and have access to him except by and through Jesus Christ. He is the only way. There is no other name. There is no other God except the way. And God himself has exalted the name Jesus for the apostle.
No sync.
To give access to God the Father. No other name. No other name. Not Allah, not Muhammad, not Pope John, not Pope Francis, not Billy Spears. There is salvation to the Father in no other way except through and by Jesus Christ. Now, I'm sure that's not an acceptable message to the masses of the world.
This one, I like the filters better on this one. I wish it had a sync.
You are going to be hated by all.
And I wish it had
everywhere.
tighter tuning. I wish it had a decimal point, and I wish I could go like 100 hertz or something.
Why do they hate you?
That would make this radio really, really, really awesome.
Because you are
Let's
very
keep going up.
You are very
I keep forgetting about this signal, this station. It's not on every night, but it's no different than the stuff we've heard. So let's keep going. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but on this radio, SSB and the filters are independent of each other. I can put it on upper sideband or lower sideband, and I can select wide or narrow. On this radio, I cannot do that. Watch. So we're on USB, and if I hit narrow, watch what happens. It goes to narrow AM. So you're married to whatever this is giving you for USB. Although it's good, right? It's good. AM. All right, let's keep going up. This one has the mute on tuning, the chuffing. All right, so this one has the absolute worst volume control in the history of radios. This one chuffs, okay? All right. Now you got my thoughts on both of those ideas. Oh, you guys want to see something cool?
There's going to be a big Christmas concert in the Bradford
Bam! Whoa!
On the 22nd of December.
One more thing that's not really Christmas market related, but it's a really interesting thing to consider is happening at the historical building of the
Yeah, this must have like a 3 kilohertz narrow filter. And they probably do that for SSB purposes. Okay? So it's hard to get the best of both worlds when you get a portable radio that only has 2 filter options. Yeah. That's why everybody needs a Watkin Johnson 8711. You heard it here first, folks.
Contains over 80,000 volumes, and the oldest of which go back to the 11th and 12th century.
And part of this tour is also the exhibition and feature project.
That sounds real nice.
Of the evangelical
No sync, just wide filter.
Of the 100 expelled people of Jewish origin from 1940 to 1941, during that school year, and many of these people, of course, didn't know what happened. They were taken away, and the students now went and tried to find out what happened to these people, and they made a very interesting exhibition documenting the fate of their former classmates.
Well, that has been a lot of the market.
Yes, as usual, we get a lot of information from detail.
Yeah, so I'm not sure that this radio is getting it better than this one, but it's reproducing the sound better. All right, so it's got a better audio circuit, or it's got a better speaker, or even though they said they replaced the caps on this one and it fixed the audio output, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying the audio on this one, which is all original 25 years old plus, is better than this one, which is supposedly fixed with upgraded everything. Yeah. We're at 37 minutes. There's probably two guys left. There's probably 2 guys left. All right, and one of you is asleep. So let's just shoot right up to see if those 2 signals that are 5 kilohertz apart, let's see if those are here. Okay, 6185. We're definitely going to have to use narrow. Fight with this volume control. We're definitely going to need to sink lower on this one. Doesn't like it though. Hear that? That hat? Yeah. If you sink upper, you're just getting interference from 185. Yeah, you're getting a blend there. Sink lower. See, now this one handles the sync lower better, and it's coming in really nice. See that? We can even put it on wide filter. Wow, this is nice. This is kicking the ass on this one for the first time tonight. In this one position. See, this one's letting us use sync upper because it doesn't like sync lower for some reason. You get that heterodyne whining sound. Okay, both of those were handling it well. Let's see what this thing does. 6. It'll take me 45 minutes to get down there. Wow, that sounds really good. That one I really can't tell what's going on. But man, it's homing in on 6185 like a bird dog, man. All right, 43 minutes. I know that there's nobody watching this and I'm talking to myself. So let's just wind this thing up. All right. This is a great radio. I wish it had a finer tuning resolution. That's all I can say. It would be nice if it had sync, and apparently, and you know Sony knows how to do sync very well. Okay, here's your proof. And this radio was made at the same time or later than those, or at least than this one probably. So, actually, this was late 80s. This was around the year 2000, I think. So no, this is 10 years newer. I made a mistake there, yeah. But anyway, I wish it had finer tuning resolution. Give me a decimal point and let me tune 100 hertz and I'll rule the world with this radio. This is a good radio. You still got to put up with the pre-selector. I mean, the pre-selector has its pluses and minuses, right? But you still got to work it. You got to deal with it. These two radios, obviously this one came after. So this was the radio that replaced this one. This one is more like computer, electronic, like, so like the, there's more computer type stuff. I don't know if DSP is the right word, but it's definitely doesn't work the same way this one does. They both get it done. They both got nice syncs. I wish that the narrow bandwidth on this one was, I think it's a 3. I wish it was a 4. This one, the filters are nice. Don't change them. This one seems to have better audio sound, but then again, it's a sample of one, all right? So I'm not gonna slag this radio just because one radio beat one radio. But tonight, this one sounds better across the board than this one. But as far as sensitivity and selectivity, I think it was really, really close. On sync, they got good syncs. This one, when you tried to put it on sync lower, it would hiccup. It would bobble. You saw 180. I put it on sync lower to get away from 185, and it immediately gave me a heterodyne or that whining sound, and there's no way to get rid of it. So this one didn't have that problem, and it was able to lock on both 180 and 185. So yeah, they're both good radios. This one is way easier to work than this one. Everything on this radio is small. The print is small. I got to stick my face literally right down in the radio just to see what the hell I'm doing. And it's got the absolute worst volume control in the history of mankind, okay? This one, it's much easier to work. It's much easier to tune. It's much easier to read. The volume control is much friendlier, much friendlier. They both have 100 hertz tuning resolution, although this one is way easier to get to. You still got to flip a switch and tune it. It's like, yeah, whoever designed this, the ergonomics, they should have fired that guy or gal, whoever it was. They should have fired him the next day, okay? And then whoever approved their design, that person should have been fired too. I mean, it's a great radio and all, but it's not easy to manipulate and work. It's like this one. But no, they're nice radio. They're all nice radios, okay? Just wish this one had a decimal point. Wish this one had a 4 kilohertz narrow instead of a 3. And this one, I wish it changed all the freaking controls on this side of the radio and did something with the way the sync operates. Off tuning to get sync lower was causing problems tonight. You saw that, all right? So obviously this one was a replacement model, so the technology is a little different. I think it works better. This one, the sync. Anyway, all right, that's enough. What do you guys think? Or gals, pardon me. Thanks for hanging out.